Why so serious? I thought I'd start it off like that because that's part of what is why so serious. Why do you get so serious when you're awakening? You reach this point where you go, well, it blows your mind that you realize that I am not even just the thing that is aware that I am not that thing, that I'm not that body. The other day I reached this point in my meditation. I meditate every day, but this might have been actually when I was in the 4-hour silence. Anyway, I reached this point where I was like no longer just the awareness of everything. I was the awareness of the awareness. I was like one step further beyond the veil, which was trippy as hell. Anyway, but the thing is, one of the things that I realized when I reached my initial awakening, where I was like completely absolved of all material possessions, including my body. I was even like looking at the dog, who was so cute, who was there. Look, she's so cute. She's so cute. You should be the star of these videos. She is saying, I'm not bothered to be the star of anything. That's why it'd be so great just to be a dog, because they're just happy. They're just, I mean, when you reach that awakening, you are kind of like a dog, right? When you reach that level of like, you don't, like nothing, you don't own anything, because dogs don't really care. They don't really own anything. They don't really, like if, you may say like, oh, the dog, this is your toy. They don't know that like that. They don't have this possessive with, outside of respect of if they have children, but they don't have this perspective of this is mine, right? So they don't have this ownership, which is a wonderful place to be when you, like I used to walk around, like people used to say, can I pet your dog? And I was like, it's not my dog. I don't own this dog. I don't own this apartment. I don't own this body. I don't own anything. When you reach that level of like, none of this makes any difference to anything, and like none of these things matter, and you disassociate yourself with everything you look around and once cherished, and you were like, I was looking around at everything going, none of this means anything. This is all just like a figment of your imagination, everything. But then I just started to get like completely like too serious, right? Where my friends would be joking around, they'd be making maybe off-colored jokes or something, or just like, drinking and carrying on. And I was like looking at them going, you're so like not awake. Like, and I was like in this position of kind of feeling like I was above everyone because I was like awake, and I was like, oh, these people just aren't, you're not awake, man. You're not like, I was in this, coming from this position of like nothing was giving me pleasure. Okay. And then that is where I'm heading here. Nothing was giving me pleasure, but I still had to live here in this body. I didn't have to, but I was like continuing to exist in this rental car, in this body. And so I reached a point where I was like, if I'm gonna like exist in this body, I might as well take advantage of part of this, you know, being here in this experience. And actually, weirdly enough, this is coming back to me, but when I sat in that 4-hour silence, it was like my higher self was like, you can experience anything that you want. So just go and experience it. I was thinking about when I test drove a Tesla, this Model X, and I drove it, and I was probably going too fast. But it was the ludicrous model, and I was like, this is crazy. And I like put the accelerator down all the way. This thing was like a rocket. It was like, oh my gosh. But I was like, oh, then since then I've been afraid to go and test drive that again. But it's like, you know, you're here. Like, you can go and experience that thing that you really, really want for short term and test drive it out. I was thinking about this as well. It's like, okay, me wanting that Martin guitar, I could have just gone and played that and then walked away and said, oh, I've experienced that. So why do we feel the need for ownership of something, this ownership? Why do we feel the need to have it and bring it into our homes or whatever, our existence, and call it ours? Like, why don't we just experience that thing and go, hand it back and go, there you go, because you have to hand everything back at the end anyway. So why not just test drive everything, taste test everything that you can get your hands on and try it out, try it on for size. You know? You don't have to like everything. You don't have to like anything. If you do like it, leave it there, come back, test drive it again. I don't know. Maybe you do want the thing. Like, don't deny yourself the thing. I guess that's the basic premise of it. Is, I was denying myself. Oh, look at that. I was denying myself the pleasures of this, the ego, the pleasures of the ego, because I thought, like, that's just ego stuff. That's 3D stuff. That's not higher realm. That's not. But I was just denying myself the pleasure, which then I was like shut off, and I was just like, but I'm still, I still remain unmotivated, not unmotivated, but not financially motivated. Sometimes I find it hard to put into words. Because when I talk about how I feel, maybe this is you too. Maybe you can resonate this with this. Maybe you can resonate this with it as well. Is sometimes when you're thinking deep thoughts, sometimes when I'm thinking like really deep thoughts, I'm like, I start to think like, I know it's this way, but then I go, no, actually it's, Anyway, I hope this finds you well. And I hope this makes sense. I hope that you keep hope. And I hope that you are becoming enlightened and awakened and heightened, because there's a whole new thing that's coming. And that's kind of why I'm like trying to share this stuff, and maybe I should be more curt about how I share it, and the importance of maintaining that higher vibration long term. Maybe that would get the message out better. I need to think about that. How can I do this to make it better? I mean, just doing it, I think, every day will make it better. And that's my commitment. That's my intention to. I want to stay committed to doing them every day, because they will get better. And, if you listen to this whole thing, why? Much love to you.